This morning I want to talk about probably one of the most painful things that people have to talk about is failure. Getting a failure is not necessarily something that you want to do, but quite often when you look at the root cause, it was failure from the start. And selling a customer something they don't need in order to get your solution delivered is probably the first major uh, stumbling block that you have to get over to avoid failure. In this case, last week I was with a customer. We spent 3 days in a workshop after several months of work had gone on to implement a business process based system to fundamentally to give to meet two needs. One was to give the management a view of the information that in the company in a way that allowed them to manage their performance, and the other was to build some efficiency processes into the collecting the information that goes up to make that performance picture. So there were two fundamental objectives, and the the the, the ambitious approach for that was to look at cradle to the grave type approach, where we looked at the sales process, the execution or operational process, and the financial management process that went around that. So it seemed a very simple task to do. Build a website, put some reports on there for the sales, the production control. In this case, they had a project shop, so managing their projects, and also in terms of their financial management results. All very well. And kicking off the project, we had a lot of good excitement from the management saying this is going to be great because we're going to run our company, and from the operational people said this is going to be great because we'll be able to put our information in and be able to see it and get control. In other words, collaborative management, all good stuff. So what happened? We worked for several months. We had a team of technical people working with the end users to some extent, and at the end we had some screens, some websites, and a lot of unhappy people. Why was that? Well, basically there were two reasons. First of all, we delivered a solution rather than finding the right solution. So we went out and bought some software, put it in place, and proceeded to take all the existing screens and represent them back in the software. And of course the customer didn't know how or what we were doing, afraid, or didn't assign the right people to the project. So in the end we couldn't get collaboration from the customer, so there was no ownership. So once we delivered something, they said we don't like it and we want to work a different way. We like our old spreadsheets or our old system or whatever, so why doesn't it work that way? And it's a fairly classic situation where you focus on the wrong thing. So the objective now is to say, well, what did you really want? The management wanted to be able to see the information quickly. We very clearly identified in the project there was information missing, and it required changes to the core systems to be able to provide that, which of course was out of our scope, and it was out of the project scope completely. In fact, it was out of the business objective scope. So there was a showstopper, and we decided to put workarounds in place to cover that. And so we put some spreadsheets up to be able to capture that data, which was being done the way it was now, and people didn't like that. So, their end of the classic story, everybody's unhappy, including us, because we haven't been paid, and we haven't got something we can reference off, which is more important. The customer who haven't got basically what their dream was to have someone run their company, and nobody got involved to do that, so they've now got the same working system, but an expectation of what's possible, and frustrated that they can't deliver on it. So they now know that their incompetencies, and they're concerned about that. So we've raised awareness of that, and that's triggered off another project. So now the good news is that we now have some work to do to look at the business processes and what they really, really need to run their business, including studying things like the capability of the people that are there, looking at the right people for the right jobs, looking for the right jobs for the right outcome, and looking for the right outcomes for the customers that are targeted, and in fact even looking at the customers and saying, do we want certain sorts of customers, or should we focus on a certain market? So we're back to business planning and business management, which is really where it all starts and ends. So happy endings to difficult starts. The problem with failure is if you don't recognise it, you have no success. So successful failures can actually be quite a good thing. The pain of getting through it and being resilient and biting the bullet and saying, well, okay, we stuffed up, is the hard bit. But once you recognise that and say you did stuff up and there's no blame, simply everybody stuffed up and we share the risk, then we have to go forward and fix the problem. So the relationship is there. We've got to be very careful we don't get into silly stuff, name calling and that sort of thing, because it's a pointless exercise. Basically say, well, okay, let's clear the slate and move on and get this cleaned up. And the good news is that's what we're doing. So happy endings. Thank you for listening.